All right, good evening, my good friends, my good traders, even my enemies. I don't have any of those now, do I? Hope you guys are doing well. Doug here with thelingalist.com. I welcome you to another daily edition of Stock Market Mutterings. I'm going to go straight webcam today. No preliminaries, no showing you guitars and bikes. I'm not teaching you how to make coffee or any of that stuff. Why? Because I got to hustle up. We got the webinar tonight. It's going to start like in an hour or so by the time this thing is posted. I got to prepare for that because I promised you guys education about the checkmark pattern. I'm going to deliver it. I'm going to deliver it tonight, so make sure that you show up. So we're going to talk about the market here real quick because things were just kind of rolling along today. No surprises. But then, you know, the market's always full of surprises when it wants to. It can throw people off course whenever it needs to. I want to take a look at SPY here real quick. Tell you what. This 200 moving average here is starting to become a little issue with it. Just kind of pressing on that thing really hard. Or this area right up here, even the breakout point of this 295. Seems like every time we get roughly around 295, 296, we end up kind of fading down. Told you I thought we'd see 300, and we got pretty close with the 297s. But nonetheless, late in the day here we get a fade. And this is the kind of stuff we get sometimes in the market that never makes sense. This fade was all about the Myrna drug that a lot of people thought it's going to help this coronavirus, like it's a vaccine. And then it doesn't have very good favorable results and everything just dumps. Which is weird because you see things dump like Facebook, Netflix, and it's like, so everybody's going to cancel their Netflix subscriptions now? Is that what they're going to do because this Myrna drug is not available? Just silliness. But we'll see if this can kind of, you know, we'll see what happens. Again, until we're under 270, which is like now 20 points away, or maybe even we get under these nearer term moving averages over here, I'm still bullish. I'm still more of a dip buyer than anything else. You're still going to have some of these beta names run like crazy. You're still going to see big numbers. Yes, you're going to have some intraday volatility at times where things get washed out and starts to shake the tree. But that's just the way it goes. I think we still see that 300 here in the markets, but we'll let it open up. Hopefully it washes out a little bit there tomorrow. Now, I did some Netflix today, and it was this trade. We got in here and had a little check mark working over here, which I'll talk about at the webinar. And it was rolling along good, man. It was rolling along really good up until, well, right at the end of the day. And it's like, man, we were sitting on some good gains. Luckily, I took half of this. And then it just rolled over and I took the rest. And it's like, oh, man, come on. And it just rolled right over into support. But I still want to watch this because the thing about this today is we got that move that we were looking for yesterday. And one of the concerns that I had early on was, if it broke 455, I really thought we would see this huge move. We would see this really aggressive, strong move, and we just didn't see that. So we'll have to pay attention to that. I think maybe now is a good time to start looking at a couple of, I tell you what I want to focus on. I want to put one more trade back up here on the list. We'll highlight one of these trades here today. I want to look at TWLO. This is obviously a former runner. You can see it's a power stock, big time Momo. It's been in a nice solid upward trend. It was 208 when the correction happened. It held through the market correction pretty good. Started to kind of work its way up towards the 200 mark and then rolled back over. Now we sit here at 176. The reason I bring these up is I think when you're looking for value, you got to go back and you got to look at stocks that we talked about last week like PAYC, where if you're looking at this chart right here below, let's see if we can show you what I'm talking about. You know, you start looking at a chart like this, it looks like it's done. It looks like it's just fading and fading. A couple of really strong selling days, it's all over. Then it snaps right back. And not only does it snap right back, it's very violent in the way that it does it. If you take a look at Lulu the same way. If you look at this chart, you know, a couple of days ago you would have thought the same thing. Pressing down lower, testing those moving averages. Look like it's doom and gloom for this one. And then it comes rallying right back. Excuse me. And it comes back so with a vengeance. We've seen a lot of these stocks do that. Facebook is the same way. Same thing here on this Facebook. Same thing here with Facebook. pull back a couple of days, and then jam. So when we're looking at stocks, that's how we really want to see things on the daily. We want to see things start to press on the daily where you're getting a combination of intraday setup plus a daily chart setup. Here you have those, and I think when I'm going back to the original talk here with T-Doc, I think you might see that. After a couple of selling days, it's off the back burner, hasn't really participated much in the rally. I think at some point you're going to see this thing move a little bit higher. Now obviously plan A tomorrow would be let's sell off a little bit more, let's pull down and go for some of these bigger names that have been strong. Nvidia, Apple, I continue to be bullish on Netflix, you know, T-Doc, ZM even went down a couple of days here as well. And I think you look at these and they have that type of ability to run back up in a really strong performance here. It looks like this 174.83 right here for ZM is going to be a good one. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I don't want to take up a lot of time. As I said, I got this webinar and I want to make sure that's really good today, so I'm going to just do that. I apologize for rushing everything. Maybe you like it when I'm not talking so damn much. So here's what I want. I want to see the market roll over first thing in the morning, give us a nice little sympathy flush, continuing with the panic today. I think that would be great. It would make those check mark patterns, really awesome, and I think we'd have some great setups. Nonetheless, I'm always a dip buyer of Apple, Facebook, Nvidia, Tesla, Netflix, ZM, DocU, Lulu, you know, who else you want to put on that list? Baba now, Baba. Anytime I can get some sort of non-news generated flush, specifically pertaining to the company, I'll buy it. I will buy it. I think you have all your check marks that you're looking for. I hope you guys come to the webinar tonight. We're going to talk about things like ZM today, where you're looking at these pullbacks and how they work. So I want to look for those. I want to continue to it. And I think a couple of these are setting up real nice. ZM in particular and Netflix in particular are getting into multi-time frame breakouts where you're ready to cross the daily chart along with the intraday charts. So guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you come to the webinar tonight. I'm excited about it. I'm rushing you through these mutterings so I can get down to business. Hope you trade them well. Talk to you guys tomorrow. See you then.